people in the UK use vinegar on fish and chips, which is
Yeah, we
sacrilege.
can't grow lemons in the UK. This is not
Exactly.
Cyprus. This is not Spain. So we make do with what we could do, okay? And we have vinegar. And it performs the
Yes.
same function as lemons.
No. No, it doesn't.
Yeah,
You
it
may
does. Of
think it
course,
does, but
it's the acidity.
lemon is far superior, so don't expect
I'm
me
not
to
saying, look,
want
this is not a
to.
debate. This is not a debate whether lemon is superior to vinegar. For sure, lemon is better than vinegar. But we don't have lemon trees in the UK, so we do what we can with vinegar.
Next time we're in the UK, maybe we will have fish and chips for dinner. Doubt it, but it's on the cards if you like it to be. Hello everyone, my name is Cristallo.
And my name is Jack.
And we're here from Crystal Clear English. And what are we here to talk about today, Jack?
This is an episode of the Newsletter Companion, and we are talking about CCE Weekly, number 104.
So if you like it, please click and subscribe, and you'll receive some more videos like this.
What did you like this week?
Oh, you touched a point that has always fascinated me here in Barcelona about lunchtime. It's always incredible how when I talk to people and they're like, oh, I want midday classes. And I say, okay, 12 o'clock. They're like, no, 2 or 3 o'clock. And I'm like, but that's not midday. So afternoon and morning are totally different here, aren't they?
For sure, yeah. 100%. So basically, morning is until people have had lunch. That was quite the culture shock for me coming from the UK. Where guess what? Midday is 12 o'clock, the middle of the day. And afternoon is what it says on the tin. Afternoon.
What it says on the tin. I love that expression. So let's talk about, You mentioned that 1 o'clock and 2 o'clock in English are afternoon. So people need to be aware of that, which is fantastic. But you also mentioned lunch, which, Jack, is a very common mistake for Spanish speakers, isn't it? Using the meal time, right?
Yeah, can be. Well, they haven't lunched yet, or something like that could be said. No?
Yeah. But also, like, people, especially here in Catalonia, people confuse lunch and dinner a lot, don't they?
Oh my God, if you're gonna get into this is a complicated topic. Because lunch and dinner and tea in the UK, I mean, we could do a 3-hour podcast on this. It's confusing.
I know. I always
it basically
found that
depends
fascinating.
if, in the north of England or the south of England or things like this,
Mm-hmm.
Because in the north they would say dinner is lunch and then tea is like the evening meal.
Yeah, but yeah, you're right. Let's not touch that yet because that's just a total mess. But let's talk about the grammar of it. Now, typical mistake. I haven't lunch yet. Now, why is this wrong, Jack? Can you explain it a bit?
Well, yeah, basically you can't say with all food, okay, especially eating, you've got to have it. You've got to have lunch. You've got to have breakfast. You've got to have, I don't know, a snack, even a cup of tea. All of these are things that you're going to have, as it says here. And you can't say, I haven't lunch yet. You've got to say, I haven't had lunch. That's it, basically.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yep. Because lunch is not a verb. And typical question is like, ¿qué cenaste? What's that in English, Jack? ¿Qué cenaste?
What did you have for dinner? Or tea, depending on where you are.
Let's just stick to dinner. But what did you have for lunch? What did you have for dinner? So a very common sentence that I use with a lot of my students was, I had fish and chips for dinner. Or I had fish and potato for dinner. It's not I dinner. No, I had.
When was the last time you had fish and chips for dinner? I don't think I've ever made you fish and chips.
No, I think we.
And when we are in the UK and I suggest fish and chips, you're just like, no.
I mean, there's so much better. There's so many other meals.
But good quality fish and chips from a good fish and chip shop is good.
Okay, first of all, people in the UK use vinegar on fish and chips, which is sacrilege.
Yeah, we can't grow lemons in the UK. This is not Cyprus. This is not Spain. So we make do with what we could do, okay, and we have vinegar, and it performs the
Yes.
same function as lemons.
No. No, it doesn't.
Yeah,
You
it
may
does. Of
think it
course,
does, but
it's the acidity.
lemon is far superior. So don't expect
I'm
me
not
to
saying. Look,
want
this is not a
to.
debate. This is not a debate whether lemon is superior to vinegar. For sure, lemon is better than vinegar. But we don't have lemon trees in the UK, so we do what we can with vinegar.
Next time we're in the UK, maybe we will have fish and chips for dinner. Doubt it, but it's on the cards if you like it to be.
I'm going to remember this. I'm actually going to play you a recording of this conversation. So, be careful. It's coming. Fish and chip dinner. Fish and
Oh,
chip
no.
dinner. Okay, anyway.
The next
Cristalo,
one,
well, I've got a question for you. Cristalo, when is the last time that you had a liquid lunch?
I've never had a liquid lunch. Okay, I have complete and
Firstly, can you explain to the audience what a liquid lunch is?
okay. This is not a business expression. It's a very colloquial thing, and I don't think many people in Spain or in Barcelona would have liquid lunch, but liquid lunch is when you are supposed to be having lunch, but instead of having lunch or you're having food, you have alcoholic drinks. Meaning, for example, you have beer. So, for example, on occasion, you've come home, Jack, and you said to me, and I asked you, what did you have for dinner with your friends? Oh, we didn't really have dinner. We had a liquid dinner, which means you may have had 2, 3,
This is
4
not what I say.
beer.
I don't think I've ever said. I don't think I've ever done that.
No, never. Sorry, I must be mistaken. So when you have a liquid lunch or a liquid dinner is when you just drink, you don't eat, and that in a way is your meal, which is not a meal at all.
Okay, so you still haven't answered my question. When's the last time that you had a liquid lunch?
I've never had a liquid lunch, Jack. I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay, fair enough.
When was the last time you had a liquid lunch?
I don't know. That's a good point. It's not for a while because I'm a responsible individual. But I heard some stories about. You haven't seen Mad Men, but my grandfather used to work in the UK, in London, in Fleet Street, in journalism. So this is back in the 60s and 70s. And apparently then, let's just say liquid lunches were the norm.
Okay, I understand.
Imagine going back to work. You wouldn't be able to go back to work after that. You'd need a nap.
You need to have a nap on this little chair, on your little sofa there. Just have a nap, half an hour, and then get to work, which is not a bad idea. Now,
okay, finally, have you seen the video?
Oh, which one? You've got 2 videos. This is what I wanted to mention. You've got 2 videos.
Try Britain's most popular lunch. Have you seen this? The most popular lunch in England. Do you remember what it is?
I have. Isn't it eggs or something?
Well, not just eggs. It's a chicken club sandwich.
Okay, yeah, the Tesco meal deal.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, every time we go to the UK, Jack and I fly into Bristol Airport. And very often, Jack wants to have lunch or whatever food, meal, whatever. And Jack would go to Marks and Spencer's or WH Smith to get a meal
Good choice.
However,
it's a good choice.
And a meal deal
M&S meal deal. Excuse me, sorry, just before we continue. Ask any Brit, an M&S meal deal is a perfectly acceptable lunch. Yes, it's not a menu del dia, but it's just not bad.
It does not beat a pasty. A warm pasty.
For those of you who do not know what a pasty is, how would you describe a pasty, Crystal?
It's meat, potatoes, and veg wrapped, in crust, in pastry.
Pastry.
Not exactly hojaldre, but it's like a delicious, like an empanada. It's like an empanada.
It's like an English empanada, exactly.
I don't know if that exists, but sure, it's like an English empanada.
Yeah, it is. It's a pasty. Probably the Spanish probably stole it from
warm
us.
Pasty. And obviously that's far superior than a cold sandwich that's been sitting in the fridge for the last 2 days. And you get a sandwich, crisps or chocolate, and a drink. I mean, sure.
You get all the important, you get a starter, main course.
Sure. If there's nothing else to eat, of course I would eat a meal deal. But it does not beat a Cornish pasty. Never.
No, you refuse to have a meal deal. You do not, like I say, look, we can go and get some food, and you're like, no. You're not happy about it. And then when you discovered pasties, to be honest, when you discovered pasties, traveling with you became a lot easier. Genuinely.
A cup of tea and a pan.
The moment you realized you could get a hot cup of tea and a hot Cornish pasty, you were like, oh, this is
I
a
mean,
more pleasant traveling experience.
of course. I mean, well, like warm food,
Yeah.
warm food. I mean, you
Warm
can't.
food in cold hands, perfect.
You can't say that a cold sandwich is better than that. Never, not in a million years. But there's another video that you included in the newsletter last week, which is one of the videos that you posted on YouTube a few days ago, which I like the title. It's 11 and a half decision-making expressions. Why half?
That's a good question. Because I realized that in explaining the 11, I actually used another expression. So I thought, well, I'll get that in there. But it doesn't have any of the clips to support it. But it's still a good phrase. I think that phrase was to buy yourself time. Okay? If you buy yourself time, you give yourself time. So I think that was in reference to the expression to sleep on it. Okay? If you say like, oh, I'm going to sleep on it, it's like you're giving yourself a day. You can think about it, come back to it. You are buying yourself time. So anyway, that's why I put 11 and a half.
Yeah, it's a great video. So I would really recommend people to watch it. Before
Now,
we
go on.
wrap up,
Yeah,
I just want to remind people that we have been posting different videos on the YouTube channel. So please like and subscribe so you can receive more videos like this every week.
Excellent. Stella, before we go, I just got a few little interesting things that have come up this week, and I thought they could be of interest to you. Okay. You know, there was one, I thought this is quite good, all right, because it's subtle in English. So you've got en venta in Spanish, okay, and en rebajas. How would you translate those into English?
En venta and rebajas.
So you know en rebajas, that's your favorite time of year.
Sales time.
Okay. The sales, yeah. And if something is en rebajas, what would you say?
It's on sale.
Exactly. It's on sale. And en venta?
I'm not sure. What is en venta in English?
It would be for sale, no?
Oh, yeah. Like, for example, you see the car for sale.
Exactly.
Like, right.
So you've got for sale. So there's a little subtle difference. I thought that was quite good. So for sale and then on sale.
Exactly. Yeah, that's true. I never thought of that. That's a good one. Thank you so much.
Full of good ones, Stella. Full of them. Got another one for you. My student this week loved the expression ticks all the boxes.
Oh, I like that one. Can you explain a little bit, Jack, what it is?
Yeah, sure. That means like imagine if you have a criteria. You've got okay. This person that we're looking for needs to have X years of experience. They need to be this. They need to be this. And literally, the little box, little cajita, they would tick all the boxes.
Yep.
But maybe they tick all the boxes, but Cristela, they're still not a good fit. It could be the case, no?
Could be the case. Definitely could be the case.
Could be the case. There's another one. Ooh. Cristela, what about responsible for and accountable for?
That's a gem. Responsible for, that's a gem. Responsible for and accountable for. Wow. Please explain. Go on, Jack. I want you to
explain. Okay. Yeah. So, for example, if you're talking about the responsibilities, someone in your team could be responsible for part of the project. But ultimately, if you were the team leader, you would be accountable for the project, because accountable means that you are essentially the one that answers to the superiors or has to defend the entire project, for example.
Yeah. So even though the mistake wasn't yours, it is your responsibility, your accountability to make sure that there aren't any mistakes in the project, for example.
Exactly. You are accountable. Ultimately, you are responsible. And as we would say in English, the buck stops with you. But let's not get into that expression today.
That's too... It's sports, isn't it?
The buck stops with you. I'm not actually sure where it comes from.
I thought it was like from...
Probably something to do with horses. I'm not 100% sure.
Isn't it buck also hockey?
Sorry?
Hockey. Ice hockey.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe. But we don't really play ice hockey. Cristela, what about the expression to put on the back burner?
That is a nice expression. So it's very similar to shelve it, isn't it? When you say...
Yeah, but I think the difference with shelve it is like shelve it's not... Because if you have something on the back burner, It's still
Mhm.
going, right? You're still cooking it, but maybe at like
But
very,
not,
very low heat.
yes, it's not the
It's just
first
not the priority.
exactly. Yeah. It's
I
not the
like
first
that
thing
one.
you're working on, is the on the back burner. Yeah, I like that. It's a nice expression too.
Good. You got any for me, or are you gonna give me some next week?
I didn't come prepared with extra expressions today.
You
I
gotta
have no
come. You gotta come prepared, Stella. Come on,
right.
you
Okay,
know
okay,
this.
okay.
So
Well,
next week, I want to see what comes up. Okay,
in
and
my class. Okay. All right,
yes,
that's a
please.
nice. I'll start taking notes of expressions that come up in my classes. All right then. If you want, I'll tell you one of the expressions that came up in class this week, which I love. One of my students love them. To kick the can down the road.
I love this expression. Yeah.
I love this one. It's a very, very graphic one, right? Can you imagine a child that there's a can on the floor, and instead of picking it up, they just want to play a little bit, not play, just postpone picking it up. So they just kick the can a little bit further, walk a little bit, kick the can down the road, and then eventually they're going to have to pick it up, but not quite yet.
Love it. Love it. Last one. I had to explain to someone this week that they said, well, I said to them, you called it. Okay. Because basically they had told me that something was going to happen. They predicted something a couple of years ago. They told me something was going to happen, and they said, oh, by the way, this thing has happened. And I said, oh, you called it.
Yep.
You said that it was going to happen.
There's more
And it did.
expressions before that we can talk about, but maybe next week.
Next week, because I've got to go.
Yep. Well,
It's
thank
been
you,
a pleasure,
everyone.
Cristalo.
It has been a pleasure. Thank you, everyone, for watching. And remember to click and subscribe.